When I met you at the studio, you seemed very confident.
Oh, thank you.
When you're sitting there.
Thank
And,
you.
be honest, I didn't realize you were a new member.
Brand new. Just got in June. One of
but
11 this year out of 2000.
I would have never thought about it.
Oh.
Now, what made you come to Actors Studio?
I wanted to find the best place to go to continue studying, and I wanted to be a part of the best. And I thought, I'm just going to try. I can just try. I can try.
Now, what was your first scene?
The first scene I did was from A Hat Full of Rain.
Oh, which originated at Actors Studio.
Oh, did it? Mm-hmm.
Did you know that?
No,
It was Mike Gazzo did it.
Okay.
Wrote it.
Okay.
And actually, I did his only other play that he ever wrote was called October Night at Tommy Zero.
Okay.
But what happened at Actors Studio back in the 50s, they put together, they used to do scenes. And and Gazzo would sit there and write scenes from what he improv.
Okay.
Anthony Francioso, Shelley Winters, all of them, they created A Hat Full of Rain.
Well, they asked me to do a different scene with a different partner the next time I came back, and I had done a scene from Proof to get into a different theater company, and so I dusted that off and came in, and that got me to the finals, and then got me accepted. So.
What I'm curious about now, how do you work? Now I guess you played the wife, in Hat Full of Rain. Now how this takes place in the 50s, a drug addict.
Yes.
How do you prepare for a role like that?
I dig out my grandmother's apron, and for me, as long as I knew what I was there for, and I tried to just go for a ride. I was there to leave my husband, and he was there to keep me, and therein lies the conflict.
Yes.
I was done.
But did you want to leave him?
I felt that I had no other choice.
Because it's amazing. I mean, the life that you have to give a character. A lot of people don't understand this. They see the finished product on screen, but it's the work that you do. It's why this show, when I talk about Salome Jens, I just do the work.
It's sharing. It's sharing a piece of me.
Yes.
It's sharing a slice.
And how do you substitute that? I mean, you're not a drug addict, and you didn't live in that area. And besides your grandmother's apron.
Yes.
How do you relate to that character?
I go into personal life. I go into substitution. I go into I work very much from what's happening in my life now.
Right.
So what am I done with today? How am I standing up for myself today? How am I taking care of me today? And that's what I try to bring.
And do you work on, if I were this character, how would I play her?
I try to think about, I try to write down everything they say about her and put that into a context of how that relates to me. And then I just try to give my truth.
Right.
And live.
Truth.
Live.
That's what it really is about.
And not push and not fight and not think it has to be something, just show up, connect, and go for the ride. That's what I like out of it. It's like a dance to me. I love to salsa dance, and I love the same thing. Let's just go for the ride. The words are the the steps are the lines. Now let's fly.
Yes.
Yes.
And when you did Proof.
Yes.
How did you prepare for that?
That is again about trusting. Are you my friend? Do you love me? Can I trust my own mind? I mean, she thinks she's going crazy. And doesn't everyone worry about that a little bit somewhere?
You said something there that I know that Mark would stop you, and I would stop my students when I hear it. Is she?
Is she?
It's I.
It's I. Yes. When I'm doing it, it's I.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. I think you have to look at the character.
How important is that? May I ask you how important that is? The difference between I and she?
I think people perceive she, but I'm bringing I.
Wow, that's exactly right. I mean, and so many people forget that, how when I say I, you bring your hand in. When they say she, you go out.
Oh, I love that. Sure.
So you're letting it out instead of bringing it in. If I were this character, how would I play it? Because we know what the character can play, but what can Cindy bring the character. That's what they want to know. Arthur Penn, a member of the Actors Studio, a wonderful director, and he always told me, break the rules.
Break the rules.
Yeah. Which is what Actors Studio did in the beginning. I mean, the group theater did that.
Sure, sure.
You know.
And, you know, from improv, there are basic rules, you know, yes and things like that.
Right.
But I was a kid who was always on stage and just had fun doing it, and that's why I did it. And so it wasn't like I came out and went, oh, now I have to learn how to act. To me, it's always just been delving in deeper. How can I make this easier?
Easier. That's a great way to look at it.
Easier.
How do I make this easier?
Yeah. How do I channel the anxiety of, ooh, I'm going to go do this into the scene? How do I put the gun down, you know, let myself off the hook so that I can be free to share?
Yeah. Now, some of the films that we saw, could you tell us a little bit how you worked for some of those?
Sure. Let's see, I was really fortunate to work with Tim Bagley, who is an established actor, and he was fantastic on the set, and he was very helpful. And Lynn Marie Stewart and Sherry Shepard were in the short. It was called Average Joe, and that was fantastic. And he was really helpful to me. And I think that's important on set, is to have actors take care of each other, right. And he was fantastic with that.
New York is very good on that, on actors supporting each other. Out here, it's
Chicago too.
Yes, I've heard that.
Amazing.
Out here, it's very, you know, there's competition too much here.
Yeah, but I've continued to try to give. If I get into something, I try to bring my friends in. I try to give opportunities. I try to share information, because you hope it comes back to you. You know. Yeah.
It's true. In New York, we used to do that. Send everybody up for the same part, and whoever got it bought the drinks.
I love that. I love that.
Whoever got it.
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
And there was no anger. But out here, you know, I find a lot of competition for that way. People resent. They're not at the studio. I mean, the studio is a place where you know, you can go there and fail. That's what you want. You know you can do that there. It's a place where the support is wonderful.
Yes, yeah. I'm looking forward to really jumping in and learning and soaking up everything I can.
Now, did you say your partner got in with you too?
No, neither of my partners did.
Okay. And
yet.
Well, yeah, because
we're both deserving. That's
sometimes,
for sure.
You know, it takes a long time to get in.
It took 2 years for me to go through the process.
Yeah.
I cried when I got the phone call. I was on stage ready to go on to do another show, and I just fell to my knees and went, oh my gosh, I got in. Just cried, yeah.
Yeah, wow. I mean, that's I remember when they called me too and told me I got in. God, there was 4 of us got in, 5. I was the only male, 4 women and myself.
Congratulations.
Yeah, this was many months ago, but it is a feeling, and you did it. And there's so many people that come to the studio, and if they don't get in the first time, they'll never come back. And I always believe the difference between actors outside of Actors Studio and members is that you had the guillonis to be willing to fail.
My mother, she said, you get up there. You're good enough, you do it.
Yeah, because
try.
Most actors, I mean, they belong at Actors Studio. I mean, they have just as much talent, or if not more. But they don't have the guillonis to get up there in front of their peers and be willing to fail.
Sure.
Yeah. The rejection part of this business is unbelievable.
You know, I figure that the projects that are going to come to me are already lined up. An actor said that to me. And so I'm just kind of looking for my missing piece, to quote that book, you know?
Right.
Are you, is this it? No, okay, I'll go over here. You know, how about that? No, well, there's one. Yeah. You know, that's the one I'm supposed to get. Okay, no, you know?